What is in the water? The weather was scorching as we set out on our backcountry camping trip. Even Haiti, who comes from Malaysia, agreed that paddling our loaded canoe was hot work. Every chance we got, we jumped into the water to cool off. The lakes in Algonquin Park are all different. Some are shallow and some are weedy, not so good for swimming in, while others are deep and clear. One day, as we sat on the rocks to dry off in the sun, we saw a few different kinds of birds in the water. Our camp counselor, Chris, told us that some of them were loons and others were black ducks. During our break, Chris scooped up some of the lake water into a clear bowl and produced a magnifying glass. Looking through it, I was amazed to see so many tiny things moving around in the water. Some were colorless and transparent. There were others that were green and had what looked like tentacles growing out of one end. It was amazing. Who knew there was so many living things in water? Later that day, 3 of us noticed itchy red patches on our skin. Chris checked us out, but told us not to worry. We had swimmer's itch. Haiti laughed and told us that in Malaysia they call it sawa, or rice paddy itch. Here is something I did not expect to learn about on this canoe trip. Apparently, swimmer's itch is caused by tiny parasites burrowing into the skin. Chris and Haiti both assured us that the problem would soon go away on its own. These larvae live in the lake water or other wet areas like rice paddies and wait for ducks to swim by. Only we swim by instead. The larvae accidentally burrowed into us, hoping for a meal. Luckily for us, the larvae are not able to survive in human skin for long. Alexis asked why they do not spray chemicals on the lake to kill the larvae. Chris explained that would also poison other animals living in the water, which would harm the fish that eat them and the birds that eat the fish and so on. I thought that was a good point. Later on, I asked Chris if the swimmer's itch larvae were one of the little animals we'd seen with the magnifying glass. To my surprise, they were not. Apparently, these larvae are so tiny that they would need a microscope to see them. It is amazing to think that some living things can be so small, while others can be as big as the moose we saw last night. So what I want you to do is think about the ways you have spent your summers. Can you recall a hot summer day like the one in the text? Was the water weedy or clear? What kind of wildlife did you see? Have you ever used a magnifying glass to look at a sample of water? What did you see if you did? Have you ever had swimmer's itch? And what images or thoughts about your own experiences does this text make you think about? These are the questions that you're going to answer for the introduction to this unit. And remember, if you can't remember what the questions are, just repeat the video. Okay, good luck.